We shall now hear Admiral Zelibor's recorded message. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and thank you for allowing me to be part of today's program to co-host this event. I also want to pass on my personal thanks to His Excellency, Director General of ICESCO, Dr. Al-Malik, for his commitment to work with Space Foundation on this important initiative. My only regret is not being able to be there in person with you this week, but hopefully that will be remedied during the upcoming ICESCO event in Cairo in December. Today, we live in an era not bound by traditional approaches, but rather new relationships with greater possibilities. That is not just among countries, but also companies, communities, and cultures. With 85 countries and thousands of companies now operating in and working with space and space technologies, and more seeking to take their place in the most dynamic of economies and workforces, all of us can seek new partnerships who share not just curiosity, but also the drive to explore new horizons to do bold things together. Several weeks back at our annual Space Symposium, the Director General and I did a virtual signing of a partnership agreement between our two organizations. During that virtual program, I shared with him that when you open a door and invite someone into a relationship, or offer someone a chance, the possibilities are truly endless. When you do those things with someone who has a shared vision for the future and for their fellow citizens, you can't help but feel excited about where this relationship can go. The program that is unfolding over the next few days will offer you spirited dialogue and engagement, which are also two of the ingredients that are driving the $447 billion global space economy today. While the public will always think of rockets and astronauts when they think of space, the truth about what is happening with space is driving innovation for life here on Earth. Let me explain. Without space, we could not begin to understand the effects or impacts of climate change, a challenge no country or continent is immune from. Without space, commerce that creates jobs, builds economies, and invests in technologies that shape daily life would not be possible. Without space, no critical infrastructure anywhere could operate or fulfill its services or responsibilities to citizens. Without space, security as well as preparations for communities from weather events and natural hazards or military and cyber threats would not be possible. But with space, all these things and much more are possible. The agenda you encounter over the coming days will inform and inspire you by introducing you to some of the world's leading experts and authorities who have not just shaped solutions to some of the challenges I just mentioned, but also can help you create opportunities and deliver earthly benefits and rewards back home where they belong. Unfortunately, there are some leaders that see what we do by investing precious resources and energies in space activities as taking away those same precious resources and energies from addressing the challenges that every country and community face. I would argue that the investments of resources and energies in these pursuits are the exact same catalysts that will drive and create solutions we all want and need for our planet, our countries, and our communities. It should not be a question of one path versus another. Rather, it's a question of how we work together to create understanding, build relationships, and address challenges that are far more common to one another than we may have previously realized. If you look around the room and the various screens that transmit this week's program, you will see people you may have never encountered before, but they are all here because they believe in and want the same things you do. They are the partners you have not yet met, but they are also the partners who have declared their interest and availability to work with others to create access and opportunity, because at no other time in our shared history have the conditions for progress been this welcoming and promising. There are plenty of organizations that are skilled at declaring and defining the world's problems, but very few that have the courage to convene solution makers and invite others to the table. ICESCO is one of those few, and Space Foundation is grateful for the relationship we are forging with you to bring solutions to fruition. But solutions, like strategies, cannot be successful if they are individual pursuits. It will take teams, partnerships, and diverse relationships to become the foundational bedrock from which everything begins. My challenge to you with this week's program is to find and connect with like-minded partners that are part of this assembly. ICESCO has already distinguished itself as the assembly point for over 50 member nations, sharing pursuits in education, science, and culture. Space transcends all of those areas and will be the most dominant and inspirational driver for those 50-plus countries and the hundreds of others around the world that are also seeking their place with space. Today, the global space ecosystem is primed for growth and expansion, but only if we commit to the steps that ensure ecosystem sustainability. They include expanding the diversity of people in the space community, preparing a skilled and knowledgeable workforce with room for all, balancing smart investments with sound policies to enable entrepreneurship, innovation, and opportunity, and finally, building systemic resiliency to preserve the safety and security of space infrastructure and operations. This week's agenda will address all those points. For as much as I enjoy declaring there is no better time to be part of the global space ecosystem, none of you could be in any better place than being part of this week's program. It is time well spent. So again, I welcome you as we explore the future of space science together and find even more ways to explore, learn, and be the difference maker to our shared understanding of our universe. Thank you and have a great week.